Hello guys, how's it going? Hello US Trading is here. Pretty much I also go by BYC, which is pretty much stand for by Corey. But pretty much the YouTube channel is Hello US Trading. So if I will most definitely leave a link for that. You guys most definitely check that out. I pretty much want to talk about a trade that I'm seeing right now. And to be honest, this trade here, I would say, so far has been the most um technical trade, well, I'm gonna say intricate, one of the most complicated trades for me to pretty much develop a hypothesis on what's actually going to happen. And currently, right now, I'm looking at QQQ, and I'm not going to say what position that I think is going to go yet. Well, you guys will pretty much see it within the title. So, long story short, I think QQQ is going to take a downside. I think it's going to take a fall. With that being said, if I look on the daily chart. Let's go to the daily real quick. Let me show you guys why I think this. And it does feel good to be in a situation where um, you state what you see, you should give your whole, your technicals and everything, and then you come back and see how good you do. So, practically as of now, we can see if I zoom in here on the daily, ever since what day is this? The 24th of May of this year, QQQ pretty much had hit a level, which is in here, as you can see within the channel, where the channel was actually developed. And it started from here. And it pretty much just went up. It caught support, went up, caught support here around, what was the low of this? The low was 329.56. And ever since then, we have been pretty much like riding up on this particular channel. Now, long story short, as you can see, it's a very nice channel that is pretty much been doing its thing. How I like to chart channels, I always have a solid line. I usually have at least two lines. What I would do, I have a dash, dotted, and solid. The solid would pretty much be your strongest line of defense. Then will be the dotted, which would be the second strongest line of defense. And then I will have a dash line, which will be like the weakest line of defense. But a lot of times, that will be the first level that's actually hit. This situation here, we only have two lines. And we have one for resistance, and we have one for support as it continues to trade within an upward channel. Now, for me to go closer, I'm gonna go down to the hourly from the daily to show you guys what I actually see on this trade and why I feel the way I feel about it. Um, as you can see here, we have traded here, and I might bring out my path so I can pretty much like chart it, so you guys can pretty much see it. That's what I would do. I'm gonna go and get a path real quick so I can pretty much really show it. Path that right here. Okay, cool. So we hit here, hit here, hit here, which was the second line. And then now we hit here, and then now we're in this area over here. Now, so pretty much with that, I'm gonna take this off. So pretty much you can see we hit here, boom, came here, came here, came here. And now we're pretty much in this area right here. Long story short. Now let me I'm gonna delete this path so you guys can really see exactly what I have seen on this particular chart. Well, on QQQ in this area. Now, as you can see within the second line of defense, which is here, it's not the strongest, it's like the second strongest. This line right here, it came here and it bounced off of this line. When it bounced, it took a move to the upside, but then it didn't go far at all. It ended up coming back down and also breaking through the second line of defense. It has not touched the strongest line, which is the solid line, but it did take an up move back, retracing back to around the 366.73 level. And after that, it pretty much it went up all day, and pre-market and aftermarket ended up falling down. Now, another thing too is kind of very amazing to this is this. You can see here it also has been going within a downward channel within the main channel, which is going to be your green lines. And as you see here, it went here in this area, this circle area here, came down, caught within this range right here, which is 364.7 in this area, and it took off. Now, 364.7 is where buyers actually started within this area right here. And as you can see, buyers are still present. From here, it went up, came down, hit here, went up, and every time it hit in this area here, it actually goes up. But for me to pretty much be extremely more detailed about this trade, what I see, I have to go in a little closer. And let me show you guys what I see in here. Like I said, this was the very first line of defense of the channel. It actually broke down, as you can see this. It broke below, caught here in the 360.47 range, shot up, came back down. Now, if you look at this area right here now, it seems as if this area, most definitely, this is breaking down. Came here again, tested this same area right here. Let's clone it, because this area right here is pretty much, it's a second touch. It's a second touch of the trend line of the upward channel on the second line of defense. I know that may sound kind of confusing. So pretty much what I'm saying is it's actually breaking this support level here, this trend line. It's breaking down now. You're not going to get your nice bounce back, your bounces off of this dotted line anymore. The buyers, they're pretty much leaving. And then also in the midst of that, as the price continue to go up, less people are starting to buy. And then two, I don't even have my volume on here. Volume will pretty much probably add a little more understanding of what's going on and the things that I actually see. Okay, cool. We see here, and also this is pre-market too, so we're not going to get too much of what's going on. Right off this line, we got 11,000 trades. And off this line, we have 165,000 trades. And as you can see, in volume, the volume was in favor of to the downside. Now, another thing is this right here. If you look off the second time it actually hit off this line, it pretty much now has become a form of resistance instead of support. Shoots down again. So now what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at this here, where we're currently at now, the price we're currently at now, which is, I think it's 362.18, I think it is, in this area. Let me see where it closed at, 362.18. I'm now figuring, even though this is the strongest line of support, which validates this first touch at the very first beginning of this channel, which is going to be here, this area. So I could take one of these right here and clone it real quick so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This touch right here, it pretty much validates the trend in general. Now, this is the lowest level. This is the second, this is the lowest level. Now, this trend line here, I'm looking for a break to the downside. Now, the break to the downside, I do understand that this break can pretty much be broken during pre-market, which I'm hoping it will not do. I'm hoping that it kind of just fizzle in this area here and don't really do too much breaking. But I'm looking to pretty much take puts to the downside and getting out around 360.47, but getting out of the ranges of 360, 48, a little before, let's just say 360.35. I'm looking to get out. But I want to take this, I want to take close to like a $2 move to the downside. And then I will get out of that particular put position and then re-enter in a call option once it passed 360.47 area to the upside. So that's pretty much my analysis with this. Another thing too as well, I will be watching, as always, when I trade QQQ, I will be watching Apple, and I also be watching Microsoft, and also probably SPY as well, just to NQ, which is pretty much NASDAQ, just to see how, the technology stocks are actually trading. But I most definitely feel as if right now we're on the nose of breaking this 1 hour trend. which is the second touch of this trend line with inside of this channel. And as you can see now, we're trading at the lower bottom level of the channel. Let me put a path on here so we can check this out. As you can see right here, boom, hit here, resistance, back to the downside. Now I'm hoping for a close outside of this line with aggressive selling, where I can take that put position from here to down here. Now another thing too, if pre-market pretty much runs this up to around 365, or I'm hoping that won't happen. But I'm just pretty much looking for a range in this area here. And I want to take that range right after pre-market. I'm hoping that it would trade no higher than, boom, 363. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it does not trade no higher than 363. And when the market open, once I give a favorable move to the downside, which I would love to have a pin bar along with a power candle, both red to the downside. Once it closed beneath this, let me go ahead and set alarm for this. Once it closed, let me put QQQ breaks, trend line, trend line, lower level, lower channel level. Okay, cool. So now I have alarm set for this right here as well. But I'm looking for a favorable move to the downside. Once that move sets in, I would take a put position. Right after the put position, if it catches around the 360.47 area, I'm looking to actually get out of that put position and then re-enter a position within a call option. I'm hoping that buyers are still located in this area. And my confirmation of that is these candles over here to the left-hand side, all the way to the left. This right here, pretty much what I feel as if buyers are still here. And I'm hoping to take advantage of that. And also, I think that position, the call option, will be more like a quick scalp. Get in once I get a nice run up, and then I will actually get out the trade. Another thing too, if you look at this candle right here, you can pretty much tell that it's practically kind of equal. Like in this area here, I don't think it was normal buy up, and also it was kind of equivalent to not much of selling. But as you can see, it's still kind of going to the downside. Then for this retracement after it actually breaks the first line of support, going to the very last, and as you can see, it ran up, tapped here, came back down. So now this line here is now resistance instead of support, and we can see that too, as in this area here as well. It's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Yeah, it's getting weaker. This was the first level. It had caught support, went up here, then tapped it again. That's where it pretty much broken at. Came down here, the purple line, which I see feels as if the buyers are at. The only reason why the sucker did not fall then, on the very second touch, is because there was still buyers in this area right here, which shows you within these wicks in this particular area. So that's pretty much it, man, for me. Like I said, I'm looking for a downside, hoping also too by the fact that the level that we're at now, right at the very last level of defense of this channel, that I'm hoping for the morning selling pressure can push down to these levels. Me take advantage of that right when the market open. Me taking advantage of that in the put position, and then getting out of that position around the 360.35 area, and then hopefully taking calls if it goes into the 360.47 level, and I see a favorable move to the upside. Once again, potentially a pin bar, or um, following with a nice power candlestick to the upside. Now, I most definitely may take that position and hold that position a lot longer than I would the very first position, which is the put position. That's my trade today, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me what you think. Most definitely send me your perspective about it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.